So we're given a triangle with three measurements of the sides, and we got to see if it forms a triangle. And the triangle inequality, to check that, is you have to get the shorter sides. In this case, it is 12 and 9. You have to make sure that when you add those two, it's greater than the longest side. And you notice that 12 plus 9 is 21, so 21 is greater than 15. So that is true. It does make a triangle. Number 3, we have to determine for number 2, does the two shorter sides, are they longer than the third side? So we get 16 plus 7, and we got to check if that's longer than 23. And you notice this is not going to form a triangle, so 16 plus 7 is 23, and it's equal, so this would be false. This would not form a triangle. So you got to remember, take the shorter sides, add them, and then it has to be longer than the third side. Once again, for number 3, we have a side measurement 20, a side measurement 10, and a side measurement 9. So what you're going to do is you're going to get 10 plus 9. Those are the shorter sides. 10 plus 9 is that greater than 20. And we notice that the two shorter sides are not longer than 20, so this would be false. It doesn't form a triangle. So in this part of the assignment, we got to figure out the range in which the third side can fall. The measure of two sides of a triangle are given. So let's say you have a triangle, and this is 9, and this is 15, and this is a side. So let's suppose that 9 plus x is the shorter side. So the first combination is 9 plus x is greater than 15. So x would definitely have to be greater than 6, because what you have to do is you got to subtract 15 minus 9 gives you 6. So x would have to be greater than 6. Suppose that 9 and 15 are the two shorter side, and x is the longest side. Okay, so we have 9 plus 15 gives you 24. So if I change this around, the side would have to be less than 24. So here's the first situation, here's the second situation, and now I'm going to tell you the third situation. We're going to say that 15 plus x, these are the two shorter sides, and it has to be greater than 9. So I subtract 15 from both sides, and we're saying that x would have to be greater than negative 6. So if you wanted to know the range, it has to be greater than 6. X would have to be greater than 6, and it has to be less than, x would have to be less than 24. You can also write it like this. X would have to be less than 24 and also greater than 6. So the range would have to be between 6 and 24. Once again, we have the measures of two sides of a triangle are given. So I'm going to draw a triangle, and this is for number 9. So I'm focused my attention on number 9. So number 9 is right here. So I have a triangle. It's 23, 14, and x. So my first possibility is 23 plus 24. Those are the shorter legs. Oh, it's 14. It has to be larger than the third side. So x, and if you turn it around, x would have to be less than 2 plus 1 is 3. So it has to be less than 37. So the first possibility, or the range, it's the highest that it's going to be is 37. Now the other possibility, we have 14 plus x has to be greater than 23. So that means that I have to subtract 14 from both sides. So we have x is greater than 9. So it can't fall below 9, because if it does, it's not going to form a triangle. And then 3, suppose that 23 plus x is greater than 14. We subtract 23, so x would have to be greater than negative 9, which is not going to be true. It has to be greater than 0. So your range is going to have to be greater than 9 and less than 37. So your range, or your range of possibilities, it's less than 37, but yet greater than 9. List the angles of each triangle in order from smallest to largest. So the longest side is 3.1. So my larger angle is C. The next longest is 3. So angle A is the next largest angle. And then the smallest angle is B. So if we want to list it, the angles from smallest to largest, it's going to be angle B, angle A, angle C. Now you might say, well, how do I know that which is the longest since this is X? Well, X is going to be the shortest, and then these two are going to be longer because you're adding 1. So the longest side is XZ. So Y is going to be the largest angle. X plus 1 is the next longest side, so X is going to be the next largest angle. And then the smallest is Z. So angle Z is the smallest. Angle X is the next largest, and then the largest angle is angle Y. Number 3, the largest angle in this case is going to be 90. So this is 90. The next largest angle is L, and the smallest angle is J. So we know that it's angle J, angle L, and then it's angle K. So this is 5, 12, and this will be 13. It's a special type of right triangle. So the longest side is 13. So the largest angle is 9. The next largest angle is S, and then the smallest angle is Q. So it's angle Q, angle S, and then angle R. So I was able to list all of them from smallest angle to largest angle. For exercise 5 through 7, list the triangle in order from shortest to longest. Okay, so I know that 44 plus 46 is 90 because you add them, you add 90, and then the other angle would have to be 90. So I know that QS is the longest because it's opposite the biggest angle, so I'm going to say 3. The next longest is across 46, so I'm going to put 2 markings, and then the shortest is the one opposite 44. So it's going to be RS, then RQ, and then QS. I know that angle N is 54, angle M is 61, and when you add them, you get 115. So to find angle O, it's going to be 65 by subtracting 180 minus 115. So here is the largest angle. This is the longest side. It's opposite the largest angle. The next largest angle is M, so opposite is this side. So that's the next longest, and then the shortest is this one. So the shortest side is MO. The next side is going to be NO, and then the longest side will be N. So I listed from shortest to longest. For this part of the exercise, you have to list the angles from smallest, the angles from smallest to largest. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the triangle. A, B, C. AB is 17, AC is 13, and BC is 29. 1, 2, 3, that's the longest side. This is the largest angle. The next longest side is AB, so this will be the next largest angle, and then the smallest angle is B. So the smallest angle is angle B, the next largest is C, and then the largest angle is angle A. So for number 12, we have, can a triangle have the sides and lengths explained? So the triangle inequality, you have to get the 2 shorter sides. In this case, it's 8 centimeters plus 7 centimeters, and it has to be longer than 9 centimeters to form a triangle, and it is. The next one, we have 7 feet, 6 feet. You add them to both of them. 7 feet plus 6 feet. It has to be greater than 13 feet. In this case, the triangle will not form. That would be the problem. So we don't have a triangle here. So 7 feet plus 6 feet has to be greater than 13 feet.